Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Movie Kit podcast. I'm your host, Kit Bowen. We've got a fun show today. We're going to talk about the highly talked about, what would you say? Lots of feedback on this film.
Hmm. Polarizing.
Whether polarizing, that's it. That's a very good word. Wuthering
Thank you.
Heights. Of course, that's my cohort, Joel Amos. Hi, Joel. How are you? You ready to talk Wuthering
Well,
Heights?
I sure am. I am ready.
Um,
Better than ever.
More than ever. So yes, this is another adaptation of the very popular, famous literary classic written by Emily Bronte. Very gothic and romantic in its tone, creating two of the most iconic romantic literary figures
Yeah.
of all time, Heathcliff and Cathy. But this time it's directed and written by Emerald Fennell, who is very interesting
Uh-huh.
filmmaker, I think. She's done some very interesting films, starting with A Promising Young Woman, which got her the Academy Award for Best Screenplay, and then went on to also direct a very polarizing, I would say, another one,
Mm-hmm.
Saltburn, came out a few years
Mm-hmm.
ago about a posh family. But this is her probably her most accessible or biggest undertaking, I think, of her career. Of course, it does. She's put the name of the film in quotes, meaning that she's liberally adapted from the from the classic novel. So I think I read that more than one time. All Bronte heads out there who absolutely, are just obsessed with this book aren't must be prepared for it to be changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So sometimes this just happens. I was an English major in college, but I never read Wuthering Heights that I can think of. If I did, maybe I did read it. All I know is that's not my most favorite kind of literature. Jane Austen, the same thing. I know they're all beautifully written and wonderful stories, but I think I'd rather watch them on the, the big screen. That's my problem. Anyway, it is tells the story of the passionate and tumultuous love story set against the backdrop of the Yorkshire moors, exploring the intense and destructive relationship between Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw. Of course, two of the most beautiful people on the planet are playing the lead characters, Margot Robbie as Cathy and Jacob Elordi as Heathcliff, but we also have Shahzad Latif um, as Cathy's husband, Edgar. We have Han Chow as her sort of companion since a child, Nellie. Alison Oliver as Isabella. Those are really the top ones. But I'm gonna let you start us off because I always like to have you start us off. What did you think of Wuthering Heights? This one.
I actually liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought Emerald reached for the fence, and after two relatively smaller films, I think
Yes.
Promising Young Woman, I think this is very epic feeling, and I think that's a really good sign for her because there was this just vast romantic scope to it that I felt that really helped its approachability. But I think the thing here is this love affair, and it doesn't work without the two leads. And of course, the two leads are just, I think, fantastic.
Yeah.
Um I think Margot Robbie, I think she is one of the great talents. I think sometimes she, maybe take a role that wasn't the best choice in a movie or whatever, but like, when she turns in a performance, it can be a powerhouse. And
Yeah.
you can tell this was also her baby, uh,
Yeah.
uh, bringing this to life, and she really, really wanted to. And frankly, I mean, not that I'm one to shy away from challenges, but the more I read up about this, the more there's almost a consensus out there that when it comes to this genre, I mean, this is the most romantic story of all time, is what a
Right.
lot of people say. And, as a director or anything like that, to be like, all right, I'll tackle it. It takes a lot of guts, I think. And
It's true.
because you know you're going to get heat either way. you're gonna get heat either way. And so good for her for doing it, and good for everyone involved doing it. I think Jacob Elordi is just going to be the next big thing. He's already got an Oscar nod for Frankenstein,
I
but
know.
he just trips me out because like he is such a jerk in Euphoria,
Oh,
and,
awful.
and like the most awful person and the most shallow person, and he totally pulls off 15, 16, whatever he's supposed to be in that show. And then he's Frankenstein's monster, so he's hiding behind makeup. So I'm like, okay, I get that. But this, and I'm like, dude, you're a leading man. Like
Yeah.
the and I think that just shows what a good actor he is. That if
Yes.
you can hate him so much, like I really disliked him from Euphoria.
Yeah.
And then like I see him in Frankenstein, I'm like, holy crap, that guy's good. And then in this, I'm like, wow, that guy's good. And I'm like, all right, that's the sign of a good actor. So
Yeah.
long story short, I very much enjoyed it. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I encourage people to see it on the big screen if you're willing to take a chance on an adaptation of
Yeah.
something that you like a lot. It's worth the trip to the theater because the vastness of it and the moors and Yorkshire. It just and just one more thing. It just you can feel the just the time period. And that's the thing about Jane Austen too, is it's kind of like love. It's like
Yeah.
it's the end all be all. It's the end all be all of life is finding somebody to love. And I think she captured that in this perfectly too.
Yeah. I really liked it too, actually. I mean, I understand some of the criticisms because,
Hmm.
people are saying that it's they're promising all of this heat, sexy, all this sex and, heat and all this kind of stuff. And it was definitely there, much more so than in the book, which I guess in the book they really only ever kissed like once or something like that. Well, they do more than kissing in this one, thank God. Because I mean, honestly, if you have these two just unbelievably attractive people playing these great characters, right? These great literary characters and falling in love and kissing and they're acting like teenagers basically. I'm all for it.
Yeah, show
I
me the
guess
money.
some people are like, I want more nakedness. I'm like, well, you know what? That's not how they did it back then. Maybe they did it under their clothes a lot, So
Yeah, yeah,
and very lots of close-ups of their faces. And again, why not? They're
yeah.
they're faces you want to be close up in. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, I was absolutely just in it from the beginning. And um, the other criticism I heard is that it was very superficial, that it didn't have a lot of substance behind it. And you know what? Maybe I could see that. I could see it being a little like that, a little brushing over, not a lot of depth. Um, but again, I didn't care that much. I didn't need
you
it
know,
to be Shakespeare. I wanted it gave me what I wanted to go see, which is this.
sometimes things can just look good and feel good, and that's enough.
That's enough. Exactly. So I was down for it. And then I think Emerald is an actually she's a I think she's really got some talent.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if she was a photographer in her past career or I'm not entirely sure, but she photographs this the most beautiful way possible. And the set designs were just incredible. When Kathy's in the house, in that big giant house with her husband, and all of the different rooms, and each room looked different and very stark, but just all these colors. And I was just amazed by the whole spectacle of it. And of course,
Right,
when you're shooting on these beautiful cliffs and the moors and everything, it's just, I mean, how can you go wrong? And the
right.
costumes were amazing. I
Oh,
mean, it's in the trailer you see her walking in the bride gown, but I mean, it's just unbelievable
well,
scene.
his suit, like
Yeah.
that in the poster and that we see in the film,
Yes.
like that thing. I mean, it's really early, but like best
Yeah.
costumes should be in play.
And
It really should be.
definitely production design's got to be nominated for that
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I think it might carry over, but we'll see. But yeah,
we'll
I
see.
mean, I you know it anybody come on, anyone who knows the story, we're not giving anything away, but Kathy's character is doomed. And
Doomed. The whole
that
thing.
that whole
And
scene was very sad and weird and sad. And I just,
yeah,
you know, I
that
mean, there's
that's
more
what
to
some
the
people are
book.
picking on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
some
there's
people are
more to
picking
the
on that.
book. What happens is Kathy dies in the book, and then she haunts Heathcliff, and then he kind of goes mad, and he's actually meaner in the book than he is in the film. But he's no Mr. Darcy, that's for sure. He's very, very brooding. Heathcliff's a
No.
very brooding, brutish character, and Jacob just plays him beautifully.
Yeah.
I think he and Margot obviously had they probably had a lot of fun making the movie, and also they just
Oh.
looked great. And I think the other part of the film I really liked too is the beginning part when they're kids, which is also part of the
Mhm.
book too. Is he comes to Wuthering Heights as a child, um, and they kind of formed this bond together as friends, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, those little actors who played them as kids they were also very very watchable and great too. So yeah, it's not it's not a happy story, but it was also just a lot of pretty, pretty, pretty things to look at. So, after watching some stuff where it can be very ugly and gross and, you know, whatever it is, this kind of like Hamnet in the same respect. It's just beautiful, just watching beautiful people in beautiful places and falling in love, but then
In England.
ultimately tragedy in England and then also tragedy.
Yeah. Kate, I got something for you. You
What?
asked where Emerald came from.
Yeah.
You'd never guess in a million years.
What?
She was the producer and showrunner and creator of
Yeah.
Killing Eve.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
that's where
right.
she
I
came
knew
from.
that.
Like,
Did know
what?
that. But she also
I,
came from a very rich family too,
right.
which is why Saltburn kind of spoke
Yeah.
to that. She kind of delved into that kind of lifestyle that she grew up in. Um,
I was just like, Killing Eve. That you're a long
I
way from
remember
Wuthering
that. I
Heights.
remember that. But she also, played Camilla Bowles Parker in The Crown
Yeah.
in the younger version of it. I thought, oh my gosh, so she can do that too. Yeah, very talented person, and I do believe that she's got the chops that she will eventually do something. I mean, she's already won an Academy Award for her writing, so I mean, yeah, but I think eventually she'll probably get up to that level of directing and maybe win.
Yeah.
Never say never for those women directors. Ever so often
Mm-mm.
they sneak in there. Um,
Yeah. I love
but
them.
yeah, I give this a solid 4 stars. How about you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking four. Very
Yeah,
solid.
very solid. And I can't wait to see. I mean, you're right about Margot Robbie too. She does take chances, but she's also a very smart producer as well. She
Hmm.
attaches herself like the Barbie film. Obviously, that was
Yep.
a big passion project for her, as well
And that could
as
have been a goof. That could have been a
could have
goof and
been.
not a nominee for Best Picture.
I know. I just saw a clip from it the other day and made me laugh all over again. Ryan Gosling, my God, he's funny, funny in
Best.
that. But
Best thing
anyway,
about that movie. Yes.
yeah. But it's funny because she did make a film last year that nobody saw. What was
Yeah.
Big Beautiful Journey? Is that what it was called?
Colin Farrell. Yeah.
Colin Farrell. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
streaming now. I'm gonna
It's
probably end up watching
supposed to
it.
be
But
good.
yeah, I know. So, you never know. You never know
Yeah.
what can happen or
No.
how this, but this definitely got the buzz ahead of time, even when it was first announced that it was
Mm.
happening and the cast came out and they're like, what do you mean? She's blonde. Kathy's got dark hair. Blah. Everybody just loses their shit over
How
this
many blonde
novel.
British ladies do you know? Like a few? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
please.
Anyway, I like Joel said, highly recommend you see it in the theater because it is a very luscious, beautiful film to watch. So definitely try to check it out. And now I think we're going to do a little segue into the second season of the HBO hit show, The Pitt, which I've watched 2 episodes so far. I'm kind of waiting till it's all done so I can really do a binge. It is
Yeah,
those first two. I mean, immediately you're just like, oh, here we go again. Here we're in it.
like
This is it's such a compelling drama. But you wanted to say a few words.
it's just the thing about that show with me is I discovered it the first season when it was already all out, so I could watch it, and I
Yeah,
binged it. I think I finished it in like a
me
day and a
too.
half.
Yeah,
And there's just something about shows like that where you get invested in these characters and you don't want to stop hanging out with them. Like, and now this season I love it so much. I have to see it when it comes out. So I'm all caught up, but I wish I kind of waited so I could just keep watching it. But the thing is, it's like every time one's over, I'm kind of sad because I'm
yeah,
like, there's some tragic things that happen on this show. It doesn't shy away from anything.
right.
This is about an emergency room after all. But it just every single character is so flushed out,
I
and
know.
each has its moment. And I've been to the ER a couple times in the last month, and I talked to people there about it, and they say that it is the most accurate show about ER that they've ever seen,
I have heard the
and
same. I have
that
heard the
it
same.
just and I just even sitting there waiting to see a doctor, like watching the pit, I'm like, yep, that's exactly what it's like. Um, yeah, I
Especially in
just,
a big city, you
yeah,
know, especially in a
yeah.
big city ER
And
like that.
they're little moments. Like there's a bit coming. I don't know if it's the first 2 episodes, but a bit coming where Dr. Rob confronts his Judaism, and like there's just little things like that. Like, oh,
Yeah,
he's Jewish. He's never talked about that before, and it's like, well, there's another layer to him, and like
yeah.
it's so smart and so well done,
And I
and
think the reason
I
why
can't
it
get enough.
works, I think the reason why it is so realistic is that it never really goes, never really, you never outside of the ER. So you're not seeing these characters. Very rarely you see them outside of the work. It's takes place in every episode's an hour of one day kind of thing. So,
Yeah,
um, like some
which
of
is
the
a
other
great setup.
shows that are very good too, like Chicago Med or any of these other ones where you see their life outside as well as so it
Hmm.
becomes a drama. That's why this is so compelling is because you really it's all about what happens in an ER.
Yeah, and
And
I like too
all
that
the
it's not
different
it doesn't
characters.
have like, the emergency of the week. Like I
Yeah.
ER was a good show, but it seemed like, oh, there was a helicopter crash on this, and then next week
Yeah.
there's a this, and it's just there are
Although
these
that show, for
patients.
those first few seasons of that show,
Oh,
was like
yeah.
unbelievable. Yeah.
And there is a moment towards the end of the first season that is very, very disturbing.
Yes.
And they handled it just
I know.
brilliantly. And
Yeah. So
so anyway, it
highly
just
recommend that. Also, if,
yep.
if we're gonna quickly talk, I don't know if you've seen any of the episodes yet, but the new Game of Thrones
Yes.
show, Knights of Seven Kingdom. It kind of takes place between House of the Dragons and Game of Thrones, I guess. So some of the characters that we know or we know of are kind of introduced in this latest one. Well, I that first episode, I'm like, okay, it's kind of a little, trying to figure out, it's kind of loses its footing. But as soon as the one guy, Duncan, and Egg get together, it just becomes an entirely different show, right? Have you seen it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not. I didn't see Game of Thrones. I'm not a Game of Thrones person, but my buddy wrote me, and he's just like, "Look, you don't have to have seen Game of
You don't.
Thrones. It helps, but you don't. But you gotta watch this." And I was like, "All right, I love this kind of thing, with knights and swords." And I'm like, "Sign
Yeah.
me up." And I'm just like, "Wow, wow, just wow."
Well, I've never laughed harder at a Game of Thrones
It's
episode than
so
it's so funny.
funny,
Egg is like,
like a
he gone.
goof.
He is just, his little
He's such a
face.
goof.
Oh my God,
Oh my
his little
God.
face is so funny. And when Duncan says something stupid and he just goes, "What are you talking about?" And that guy's so good too. He's so earnest and he's like what a true knight's supposed to be. And
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
glad
It's
you brought that up. I'm glad you
yeah.
brought that show.
Just because I was
That's
thinking of HBO, so yeah.
yeah, it shocked me how good it was.
I know. It just keeps getting better too. And there was a big reveal
Yep.
at the end of Well, there was a big, I think it's episode 5 just aired. So,
Yeah,
um,
yesterday or the day before.
yeah,
Yeah,
episode 3, there was a big reveal, and then episode 4 sort of dealt with that. So, but yeah,
yeah.
we're totally
And
down on it. I love it.
believe it or not, real quick, uh, my wife made me sit down last night and watch Heated Rivalry. Have you
Oh,
heard?
yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't watched it yet.
Oh my God, that thing is incredible. Like, get over
I
like
heard the
they
first
get
episode is a little hard to get through, and then after that, it
well,
gets a lot
but
better.
it's I rarely have seen anything with such heart, and
Ah,
I cried. There's 6 episodes. I think I was a mess like 3 4 times. And the acting is incredible. I mean, I thought
yeah.
the Russian guy was Russian, and he's from East Texas, and it's just like
Well, it
it's
is
it's
a phenom. I'll tell
phenomenon,
you
and
that.
I can see why.
Phenomenon. Yeah, my daughter and
And
her best friend watched it over the holidays and just
my wife
wept.
went on Reddit and posted that she watched it with her husband, and all of a sudden, I'm like the biggest hero in the world. Like, your husband's a keeper. What a great guy. You know, just like
Did she fail to mention the fact that you love everything and that you're a movie reviewer and a TV critic?
no, no, I appreciate good television, but I'm just an average Joe sat down with his wife, and
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I'm the hero of women
Watching
on Reddit.
watching watching the gay boys. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it
Yeah,
eventually. I'm gonna
please
watch it
do.
eventually.
It's you get through the first 2 episodes and
Yeah.
you get to some drama.
Okay. Well, thanks, Joel. That was fun.
Fun, fun,
As
fun.
always. Fun, fun, fun. I don't think we're gonna probably do one this week because there's not really anything coming out of note that I can think of. But
Yes,
next
the
week,
doldrums of February.
but next week, I believe there's something I can't think of off the top of my head that we'll definitely probably check out and review. So check in with us then and make sure to like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff below. And tell us if you did see Wuthering Heights, what your feelings were, if you liked it or you didn't like it. So yeah, let us know. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks, Joel. And we'll see you guys later.
Right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.